This week we're in Los Angeles, California, on the hard courts of UCLA. Last year's finalists are there, but they can't have it all their own way. Not with Chang, Krajicek and Edberg in the field.
And we're also going to take a look this week at the Wimbledon champion.
We profile Richard Krajicek. LA is his first event since that magic moment.
And also we take a look at the action from Amsterdam.
And from Atlanta, the news on Agassi as he strikes gold for the US. The Infinity Open is defined by a distinguished 70-year history. Champions have included Bill Tilden, Rod Laver and Michael Stich, who would join the Roll of Honor this year. This is not a city for insomniacs. So, who's throwing down the heat in LA?
The one who's going to be hot coming in here, obviously, Krajicek is another one, you know, just winning Wimbledon. It'll be actually interesting to see how he's going to do it this tournament. He hasn't played since Wimbledon.
Yeah, of course, Chang, he won Washington. He won the last hardcourt tournament basically before LA, so he's in good shape. He's number 3 in the world now. I think it's career high.
Stefan Edberg, this is his farewell year. You know, he's not going to really play like that when he's out on the tennis court. You know, he's going to be out there, you know, whacking away and hitting those crisp volleys like he always has.
I think Stich is another one which had a great French Open. He hasn't played since Wimbledon.
Stich is, yeah, he's just got a big game, big backhand, huge serve, very intimidating player, and he won it last year, so he obviously likes these courts.
But Stich has been plagued by injury for much of this year. The layoff has changed his philosophy towards playing the game.
He realized that, you know, it just takes a second, and you might not be able to play tennis anymore as you wanted to. And for that reason, I felt that I have to start to enjoy a little bit more, not to put too much pressure on myself.
Pressure is mounting on Thomas Enquist. The Swede has been in poor form lately.
You know, I always have a little bit of a down period during the clay and the grass, and usually I play good during the summer here in the States, and hopefully I can do it this year too.
It's a tough draw. I mean, that's the bottom line, and you know, you can't expect any easy matches throughout this week, and I don't expect any.
To kick the week off, Hollywood joined the tennis stars to participate in a pro-am for charity called An Evening at the Net.
It's a wonderful place. We're having a great time. This is golf, right? Goodbye.
Hollywood and tennis have been coming together now for the last 4 years here, in fact. Tonight we have Stefan Edberg and Richard Krajicek involved, and we have some of Hollywood's biggest stars. Lisa Kudrow from Friends, James McDaniel from NYPD Blue, Seal, the recording artist.
A confident Seal was paired with Stefan Edberg.
It should be fun. It should be fun. It should be a good night tonight, and Seal has been working out a little bit here, so
just let me take care of the net.
Okay, yeah.
Take care of the net he did, but it was Edberg who provided the trick shots against Tracy Austin and John Lovitz from Saturday Night Live. Next up, the star from NYPD Blue.
I can't play too well because that's kind of my responsibility. Otherwise, it makes the pros look bad.
And he was as good as his word, making partner Luke Jensen look awesome, whilst helping his opponents Murphy Jensen and Lisa Kudrow from Friends win the match.
Lisa Kudrow is awesome. You know, you see her on TV and get to know what she's really like. And, you know, I like kicking anyone from NYPD Blues, but all right, that's enough of the introduction, dude. Let's look at the action.
In the first round, Scott Draper at the far end caused a major upset, defeating a below-par Stich.
No excuses. I played terrible, and he didn't play much better. We played a couple of shots better, and that's why he won.
The Australian lefty progressed to the quarterfinals, but lost in 2 sets to Stefan Edberg. So Michael Chang and Edberg faced each other for the 21st and possibly last time. These two have a history of producing attractive tennis. This match was no different. It's hard to believe that Chang is only 24 years old. He's been a permanent fixture at the top of the game for 8 years. Edberg, at 30 years old, is in his last year, but he still has the magic and the volleys that took him to #1 in the world 6 years ago. Nothing like confidence to add weight to your shots. Chang is at a career high of #3 in the world. He's never played better. Just like old times, and despite the loss of the first set, Edberg was hanging in. Never mind the manner of the man, he's a street fighter. And this is a lesson. Stay low, keep moving, and don't commit until you're sure. A devastating blow. How many more improvements can Chang make to his game? He never used to volley. Now he's an expert. Match point. The head-to-head between these two champions may finish at 12-9 Edberg, but you can't reduce a beautiful rivalry like this to just numbers. In the bottom half, Australian Sandon Stolle was having another good tournament. His quarter-final victory over American qualifier Alex O'Brien set up a semi-final with Richard Krajicek, playing his first tournament since that famous victory. Stolle's first ever semi-final had been at Los Angeles 4 years earlier. He'd lost to Krajicek. World #8 Krajicek had been taken to 3 sets in his 3 previous matches, but his movement still looked good. Stolle is having the best year of his career. Victories over Muster and Edberg are evidence of that. His serve seems to defy physics. That was quick. You can tell when a player is playing well. He looks to have all the time in the world. Racket back, boom. Krajicek won the first set, 6-3. In his third semi-final of 1996, Krajicek was in control of the ball and his opponent. He won this tournament in 1992 and 93. At 1-5 in the second set, Stolle's working week was almost over. It was going to take a mighty effort from Chang to deny Krajicek the Infinity title. Stolle's words when they shook hands, well played. He was right. Now, 5 things you never knew about UCLA, from head coach Billy Martin.
The tournament here at UCLA is the only ATP Tour event to be held on a college campus. Former greats that came out of UCLA are Jimmy Connors, Arthur Ashe, Charlie Passerelle, Peter Fleming, and Elliot Telcher. Charlie Passerelle now being a ATP board member. A fact about UCLA that some tennis people might not know is that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played basketball here at UCLA. Right now there's 4 former UCLA players on the tour. They are Pat Galbraith, David Nakin, Mark Knowles, and just getting on the tour with Justin Gimelstob. UCLA holds the record at 15 for the most NCAA team championships.
Eurosport offers you the chance to win 3 holiday kits, including a camcorder, a portable TV set, and a sound machine. Runners-up will receive a Eurosport cap. To play and win, call the Eurosport hotline now. Good luck and happy holidays. When we say heavyweights, we mean real heavyweights. And these guys fit the bill. The 96 European Truck Cup is guaranteed excitement all the way. The heavy metal action from the best Europe has to offer. You'll never look at trucks in the same light again.
The European Truck Cup from Finland, Saturday at 5 p.m. and Sunday at 4 p.m. live on Eurosport.
Richard Krajicek can play and win anywhere with that ballistic serve of his. Michael Chang can play and win anywhere because of lightning-fast reactions when returning serve. The rock-solid little guy versus the Dutchman. An intriguing finale to the Infinity Open. Chang has been in 3 Los Angeles finals without success. Krajicek was looking for his 3rd title in the city. Chang has always been a great athlete, but over the years he has added so much to his game, including brutal power. Krajicek produced his best tennis of the week to stay in the set. The trouble is, after you've broken Chang's serve, you've then got to hold your own. First set to Chang, 6-4. You have to be hard-minded when your serve is being dismissed in that fashion. The top 2 seeds were clashing in an ATP Tour final for the 4th time this year. Their work rate was exceptional. Krajicek sticking doggedly to his game plan. It's a nice idea to get into net off the Chang's second serve, but if he sets his feet that early, he's going to make the pass. With recording star Seal on commentary, Krajicek served at 3-all, second set. That was a terrible point for the big man to lose. It's what Chang does to his opponents all day long. And love 15 turns swiftly to love 40. Chang was on the offensive now. He gets a strange look in his eye when victory beckons. Every ball taken at the top of the bounce. Chang finished Krajicek off with a dramatic flourish. Matches and 2 tournament victories in a row for Chang. Agassi was red hot last summer. This year, it's Michael. This week, we profile the new Wimbledon champion, Richard Krajicek.
It took a couple of days to really sink in. At that moment, not at all actually, because you don't realize that you've won Wimbledon. And yeah, I got a hold of the tape a couple of days after, and yeah, I saw match point about 20 times. Rewind, watch, and then it sinks in, and you have to tell yourself, you won it. It's unbelievable.
July the 7th, 1996, the unseeded Richard Krajicek amazes the world and indeed himself by winning Wimbledon.
On the way, he beat Pete Sampras and he beat Michael Stich, who were arguably two of the maybe top 5 or 6 grass players in the world. They both won Wimbledon before, and he took them down fairly easily. And when a guy's playing like that, it's going to be tough.
But the 6'5" Dutchman with the explosive serve and volley game has always been a tough opponent. At 24 years old, he already has 10 singles titles to his name. He is the son of Czech immigrants who arrived in Holland in 1970.
My parents were, of course, the biggest influence. My father, really motivated me to play a lot. And yeah, since I was 3 years old so I played a lot of tennis when I was very young.
The young Krajicek was soon singled out as one of Holland's most promising hopes. In 1991, he qualified for his first ATP Tour event and made an immediate impact the same year by beating Wally Mazur in the final of the Salem Open in Hong Kong.
I was happy I won my first final, because there's some players who played 10 finals before they won their first tournament, so it's never been a frustration for me.
Over the next 4 years, Krajicek collected singles titles all over the world and on all 4 surfaces. But Krajicek's path to success has not been without its pitfalls.
I had a bad knee in '93. It bothered me. Well, it's been bothering me for a long time already before. And then in the end of the year, I decided to take 5 months off to rehabilitate the knee, and I was really down after that.
And in the Rotterdam final last year, his knee went again at match point.
I just made a wrong move on match point. Luckily, I just on one leg, I could still hit the shot and finish the match. It took about 2 weeks after that before I could play 100% again. But still, it's a good feeling to win that.
In Holland, Krajicek is a hero and makes the most of his popularity by encouraging children to take up tennis through events such as Kids' Days.
The children, they always stay loyal and always a fan, and it's nice to see that they do make an impact, and maybe that there are a couple of kids a year that pick up a racket because of me.
Krajicek won on grass at Rosmalen in '94, but it's never been his favorite surface.
I just didn't feel like playing at all on grass. I was really negative about going to Wimbledon.
His girlfriend Daphne Decker's role in his success shouldn't be underestimated.
It's nice to have her there. I mean, next to the court, I don't see her at all because I only have contact with my coach. It's the only one I see. But off the court, it's nice to have her there. We have so little time together, actually, which is a shame.
So, how has winning Wimbledon changed his life?
The only thing I notice now that I get a little bit more attention from the media, and of course people congratulate me, a little bit more autographs than normal. But yeah, I enjoy it. It's a nice feeling. No matter what happens, I've got this title, and if I retire, when I retire, I think I can retire with a great deal of satisfaction. It's like a boyhood dream to win Wimbledon, and how many people can accomplish their dreams?
This weekend, Eurosport brings you a bumper crop of the best IndyCar action. At 5:45 on Saturday afternoon, enjoy highlights of the Michigan 500 race. The perfect build-up before we go live on Sunday to Lexington, Ohio for round 13 of the World Series. IndyCar action, Brooklyn, Saturday at 5:45 p.m. And on Sunday, Lexington, the qualifying session and the race from 8 p.m. live on Eurosport.
One of the privileges of traveling the world on the ATP Tour is that you get to see the great cities. But Grolsch Open is played in Amsterdam, always a popular venue. 24-year-old Moroccan Younes El Ainoui beat second seed Alberto Costa on the way to the final, his third of the year. Spaniard Francisco Clavé is ranked 30th in the world. His whipped forehand and clay court know-how took him to the final without the loss of a set. He won his first tournament in Amsterdam 6 years ago. El Ainoui has done much to put North African tennis on the map. His game had been as sharp as his haircut all week. World-ranked 68th, El Ainoui did everything right in that rally, but Clavé was in a determined mood. But that's the way to convert a break point and to avoid fatigue in your fifth match of the week. Piercing passing shots and supreme fitness brought Clavé the first set in this best-of-5 set final. Clavé had an answer for every change in the Moroccan strategy. Try as he might, El Ainoui could not change the pattern of the match. The second set was 6-1. If your opponent is a top-class Spanish clay courter, approach the net at your peril. They love a target. Clavé took the third title of his career in 3 straight sets. In the news this week, Olympic champion Andre Agassi and tennis legend Ilie Nastase. Atlanta, Georgia, a hive of activity in the southern United States and the venue for the 1996 Centennial Olympic Games. Andre Agassi's dream of winning the gold medal came true when he defeated Spanish favorite Sergi Bruguera in 3 sets. Australia took the gold in the doubles, another victory for the unstoppable Woodies. A limited edition Andre Agassi signature watch was recently launched by the gold medal winner in Las Vegas. Agassi and some local children posed for photos to promote the watch, proceeds from which will go to the Andre Agassi Foundation.
It's a limited edition. Every watch has been signed and numbered, and over $100,000 of the profits are going to my foundation. That's what I love most about it, is that it's really going to offer something, and my foundation is going to benefit from it, and the kids here in Las Vegas are going to benefit from it. Scoot over a little bit for him.
After the photo shoot, Andre took time out to give the kids some tennis coaching, an experience enjoyed by all present.
Really try to take your racket towards me, okay? Keep your eye on that ball. Go! What happened? There's a hole in your racket.
The special edition watch will provide needed funds for the Agassi Foundation, which continues to help underprivileged children. Ilie Nastase has recently been named president of the ATP Tour World Championship, which this year moves to Hanover in Germany.
Hanover's new for us. We're reaching out to include more than tennis. And we thought one of the guys who helps personify some of the most fun aspects of tennis was Ilie Nastase. So we got Ilie to come on board in a kind of honorary presidency.
Nastase will coordinate the public relations operations of the year-end event. Now let's see how this week's results have affected the rankings. A career best for Stolly, the Moroccan back into the top 50, Edberg steady at 27, Clavé climbs 8. there's no move in the top 10. It's Krajicek at 8. Andre and Goran play Cincinnati. Becker's still injured. Chang is flying. Muster stays at number 2, and Sampras continues to set the standard.
That's it for the rankings. Now let's head on out to Cincinnati for the 6th of the Mercedes Super 9.